as promised, I've put together a video to help you develop your press ups today. Just a little disclaimer to note that it's really important that you're fully warmed up before we do this. I would include, make sure you've got some arm circles in there, that you've warmed up your core and your legs, and that the whole body is ready to go. Something where, maybe something with some air punches in, where maybe being on the rower, been for a run, anything like that. Just make sure your body's nice and warm. Go through arm circle exercises and chest openers before you start anything. Do check any equipment that you're going to use as well. And I wish you lots of luck with getting your first full press up. This part of the video I'm going to talk to you about doing an incline press up. That's a way of scaling the move so that you can strengthen the muscles that are needed in order to get that move, whilst making it easier but still activating those muscles and getting them stronger. I've come into my hallway today because I think it's one of the best tools you could have in the toolbox of a way to do a incline press up. So an incline press up will be where our hands are higher than the floor to do a press up. I'll give you a little example. So there you can see that I'm using a step that's relatively high. It's about chest height, and I'm lowering my body down to the floor and back. Now you could also use the wall to do this if you're very much at the beginning stage of learning to do a press up. So you want hands at chest height, feet away, and your core nice and strong. You want to lower the whole body down, feeling the load through the arms. Your elbows should be like an arrowhead, and then you drive back. The importance is about getting a full range of motion. So we don't want to just do this. We don't want to just do this with our shoulders. Okay, we really want to see those arms bending as we lower our body down. So if you're going to do an incline press up, the higher your head is, the easier the move is. So when I'm standing against a wall, that's easier. I could even take a step further away and put my hands lower. That makes it a little bit harder. And what I'm doing at all times is keeping my core really tight, moving my hips and my legs. I'm not folding here. I'm not folding just at my upper body. Okay, I'm letting my whole body become super straight and coming close to the wall and away. And if you can touch the wall with your nose, you know you're getting nice and close and getting a full depth. Then if we bring it onto the stairs, to progress the move, you're already now working lower. You're working more at a 45-degree angle, and you're coming down to the stair and pressing back up, whilst keeping that core super tight. As you get better and stronger, you can move on to lowering on the stair and seeing how many you can do here. I would always suggest trying the step that you find the hardest first, exhausting on that stair, because you can always go back up again. As you find it easier and easier, you come down lower and lower, still keeping that body super strong, tight, no movement through the hips, bum comes with you, no dipping through there, and pushing back up again. So that's the incline press up. I'm going to show you some other options as well. Alright, hey everybody. So I'm just going to talk a bit more about ways we can get our full press up. So I demonstrated how you can use, if you're lucky enough to live in a house rather than a bungalow. Mind you, hopefully if you've got a bungalow you might have a step or two here and there. Objects around your house to help you do an incline press up, which is a scaled version of a press up that's going to help you utilise the muscles that you need. And the reason why this is so important and that we use the full joint range is that we can't really progress a movement to make it harder, which the harder version is the full press up, which is your full body completely flat, if we can't do the earlier version. And we need to be able to do the full range of the movement, which we call the range of motion, because that uses the entire part of that muscle. So in the press up, we use our chest muscles, our pectorals, the front of our shoulder, and our triceps. Now, if we're only using our triceps in a small bit like this, we're only going to strengthen one part of that muscle. We want to make sure that we're getting as low as we can, because actually pushing out of that part is going to be quite hard, and getting that full straightness at the elbow is also going to be quite hard on the triceps. So that's why we talk about the importance of the range of motion. So just like on the stairs, there are plenty of things in your home that you could use. Do make sure they're super safe though before you start. Don't be using any flimsy flat pack furniture that you might have put together when you'd had a couple of bevies, because we don't want that falling apart, we don't have any accidents. I think kitchen worktops are quite good and very sturdy tables. I've quite enjoyed having a practice of a few in my garden on the bench as well. Window sills, particularly good. Mine are quite low in this room, but if you've got a high window sill, that might be quite good for you. But it really just depends on where on your journey that you are in progressing these. So on my window sill, it would look like this. Get my body super straight, and just chop my head off a little bit, coming down and back up. Really trying to take your chest to the objects, because that's where your hands are. A chair, so for me here, the chair is against the wall. Ladies who come to the Thornwood would know that the grass at the front, where the speaker is a fantastic height, and we press back up. Or you might have a bench at home, a dust collecting weights bench potentially at home. They're really nice height. Or you've got the step here. So to progress this into a program, what I would like you to do is 3 sets of 10 at the height that suits you. So you may find that you don't pick something that's too easy, because then you're not going to feel it and you're not going to get any stronger. So pick something that really challenges you and it's really hard to get 10 out. Then I want you to have a full 2-minute rest. You can either come and do one of the other strengthening exercises for your triceps, but I would recommend taking a good full minute's rest before going again. And I really want that to be a challenge to get out that 10th rep. Okay? Once you've done 3 sets of 10 of those incline presses, I want you to have a little think about ways you could do. You see how we could do this at home for a floor press or a chest strengthening exercise. So I've got 2 examples for you here. I've got a band, and I'm going to put that around my back, put my hands inside it, so over the top of my elbows, like so. I'm going to push forwards, I'm going to control on the way back. I'm going to push forwards. You can also take this to the mat, so you lay on it. Hands come to the ceiling, press up and back down. Press up and back down. This will be effective if you've got a band that's offering you enough resistance that to get out that 10th rep is particularly challenging. The other one, you might have some good dumbbells or a kettlebell. And it's the same move on the floor, with your elbows out to the side, dumbbells facing forwards, which is mimicking the same position really as your hands would be. If you turn them in, you're just changing the muscles that you're activating first because of your hand position. So then we're going to push up to the ceiling and control back down. When you come down to the floor, I want you to pause here for a second. This takes the momentum out of the movement, and then you have to press again and back down. When you're doing these on the floor, you need to make sure your core's nice and tight and there's no arch in your back. I would like you to do 3 sets of 10 of those. And if you can then find something suitable for the tricep exercise that I'm about to show you, that would also be great. So you can do this seated, you can do this standing. I'm just going to do this kneeling so that you can see really nicely in the video. You want to fully extend your arms, cupping that weight at the top so it's nice, and you're going to guide it down your back and fully extend. Guide it down your back. Keep those elbows by the side of your head and push up. All the way down, all the way up. You can also do this with a band down here. In this instance, the band was going to be far too easy, so I've just double looped it around my knee so it tightens up here. That way it's made it harder. And then again, if I want to make it hard still, I come up out of this kneel. So the more distance you've got on the band, the harder it's going to be. You're going to lower those arms down and fully extend up. Lower those arms down and fully extend up. So there's a couple of ideas on how to do your triceps. You can do them with cans. If you're going to do them in cans, I haven't got cans in my room here, but I've got some lighter weights. So if you're going to do them in cans, pop your hands up, one in each hand, can in each hand, or you can put a 2 pint or a 4 pint of milk in each hand filled with water. I've got a few of those I've been saving up to make different weights. Fully extend, down and up. Again, make sure the weight is challenging so it's hard to get to those 10s at the end. Another exercise for your triceps, if you don't have any equipment at home, is a tricep dip, which we had in Tony's bodyweight workout this week. Put those hands onto the edge of a sofa or a chair. Again, make sure it's nice and secure, or a bench. Bench is the best. And then you're going to bend your elbows as far down as you can and drive up. Now it's really tempting to use your feet when you're doing this, so you have to just scale accordingly. Just make sure that we're not doing this. We're not bending through our hips and going like that. Okay, you really want to feel that load through the back of the arms as you go down and up. This is much more load than picking up most of those dumbbells because you're taking your body weight. Okay, we're nearly at the end of how to get your first press up. It's not going to come instantly either. It will take a little bit of time. But the final one I want you to do and work on is holding a 60-second plank. A 60-second high plank. So, those hands should be underneath your shoulder. Like so. You want to extend those feet behind you, get that body nice and straight. Now, you might find this really easy, and if that is easy, well done. So we're going to progress this. I want you to see how far down you can come and hold. Can you get all the way to the bottom of a press up and hold? Can you hold that for 20 seconds? How long can you hold? You might not be able to press back out of it. That's fine to totally collapse. And that's sort of what we call a top-down press up. When you're holding still, we call those hover holds. So to press up, if you can do 1, set your goal for 5. If you can do 5, set your goal for 10. If you can do 10, set your goal to be able to do 45 seconds non-stop, just like we would in a circuit at AbFab. If you can do those and absolutely smash them, let's add in some decline options. If you have any questions, please send me a message, do comment or ask. As with all of these things, ladies, you do need to make sure that you're fully warmed up beforehand and done all your mobility and do a full cool down and stretch. I'll see you soon. Bye.